It's a night over 3 decades in the making. The Southern States Wrestling 32nd Anniversary Spectacular. Saturday, February the 18th, Farmers Market Pavilion, 308 Clinchfield Street, downtown Kingsport, Tennessee. This is going to be a historic night, featuring stars of Southern States Wrestling, past and present. The 2023 East Tennessee Hall of Fame inductions, 6 main event matches, and the return for the first time in 35 years of the Tennessee stud Ron Fuller to the Model City. Tickets on sale now through Eventbrite. Advance ticket holders allowed into the building early for a special meet and greet. That's the Southern States Wrestling 32nd Anniversary Spectacular. Saturday, February the 18th, Farmers Market Pavilion, 308 Clinchfield Street, downtown Kingsport, Tennessee. Don't you dare miss it. Be there. Hello again, everybody. Beau James here with a big episode today of Southern States Wrestling Legacy as we move forward towards Saturday night, February the 18th, 32nd anniversary of Southern States Wrestling. It's going to be a historic night. We're going to be telling you about that here today. We have a big main event. It's sensational Wayne Adkins takes on Daniel Richards, Mystery Man. Are we going to find out who he is? Dallas Danger thinks that he recognizes this Mystery Man, and Dallas is going to talk to Daniel Richards and his Mystery Man here just in a few moments. But I want to tell you, tickets are on sale now. Link is in the description. Get your advance tickets to Saturday night, September the 18th, a huge night at the Farmers Market Pavilion, Kingsport, Tennessee. Advance ticket holders, front row, VIP. You're going to get in 30 minutes before everybody else. You're going to get a front row seat. You're going to get the first chance to be a part of the meet and greet, get in the building, get settled in, and get ready for a historic night. Then general admission advance people are going to be let in 15 minutes before everyone else. Tickets on sale at 6:30 there at the door with remaining seats. It's going to be a big night. Front row VIPs are going fast. Eventbrite's got them, so you better get them. I want to take a moment right here. Last week we talked about important people in the history of Southern States Wrestling. We talked about my mother, my father, and Ken Bowles, and how important they were in helping getting this promotion started. Well, this last week we've lost a member of our family, and I'm talking about David Thompson. And if you are a long-time Southern States Wrestling follower and fan, you know David was the man behind the camera for many years, a couple of decades. The Southern States Wrestling Network, a lot of the stuff that you see on that network now, the TVs from 1999 until 2003, and all the big events, David shot them. The big events from the early years in S.S.W, the WrestleFest events, David shot those. He was a tremendous part of our family, a dear friend, a dear family member. He taught myself and Joe Wheeler how to run cameras, how to edit video when we were still dealing with 3/4 inch tapes and before technology got into the digital age. And even when it moved along, David was right on top of stuff to teach us how to do this. We love David. We're going to miss him. We were hoping that he was going to get to come to the 32nd anniversary at the Farmers Market Pavilion, but his illness had got worse and worse, and we were unable to talk to him here in the last few weeks. And then we got the word from his assistant, Alan Ingram, our dear friend and a part of our wrestling family, this past week that David had passed. God bless you, David. We're praying for you, praying for your family. We're going to keep doing what you taught us, and we're going to keep moving forward here with the legacy, and you're part of that legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, Dallas Danger is standing by with words from Daniel Richards about today's big main event.
Dallas Danger here, standing next to the progressive liberal Daniel Richards and your Mystery Man. And I have to say, Mr. Richards, this gentleman looks very familiar to me. I think I know who your Mystery Man is. It's someone that I've known for quite some time.
Yeah, listen, I don't care what you think you know with your half-shaven face. For all you need to know, his first name is Mystery, last name Man. Back to the matter at hand. Wayne Adkins, You felt the power of my mystery man last time, and boy, what you are going to face today, my friend, this man is going to crush you. He is going to destroy you. He is going to leave you flatter than a pancake, Wayne Adkins, and then at the end of the night, you will be liberated.
Well, that's coming up today. Still some questions about this man, but he will face Wayne Adkins later in the program.
Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Tom Pritchard, head coach for Jacobs Pritchard Wrestling Academy. Now while some people will be looking for wrestling schools near me, that search may not be exactly what you're looking for. It may not be the right fit. Here at JPWA, we train 5 nights a week, pretty much 4 hours a night. And we work on character developments, promos, in-ring skills. We cover all aspects of professional wrestling. So you may find searching for wrestling schools near me might turn up a lot of names. You might want to remember 2 nights a week, 3 nights a week versus 5 nights a week, covering all aspects of professional wrestling. Give the Jacobs Pritchard Wrestling Academy a try. Check it out. Go to our website, jpwrestlingacademy.com. Find out. It just might be the right fit for you. Saturday night, February the 18th, Farmers Market Pavilion, downtown Kingsport, Tennessee, 308 Clinchfield Street to be exact. It's going to be a historic night. It's going to be a huge night. And that night we're going to honor several men and women and add them into the East Tennessee Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. And 3 members that we're going to tell you about right now. One of them is probably, arguably, maybe the best tag team in the history of Southern States Wrestling. 8 times they held the Southern States Tag Team titles. They held the Nationwide Tag Team titles. They held the Atlantic Coast Championship Wrestling Tag Team titles and a dozen other regional tag team titles. In the 90s, they were the team in the southeastern United States. I'm talking about Ruthless Roger Anderson, Frank the Tank Parker, known as Death and Destruction. They're going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame that night, and I'm so happy and pleased to be there to see that happen. And I'm going to be telling you about some more about that night coming up next week and about Roger and Frank. But they're also going to be going inside a manager, a man that sometimes was my manager and sometimes was my #1 enemy. I'm talking about the Duke of New York, Al Getz. And what I want to do right now is go back to the Mark Curtis Memorial 2001 and show you Parker and Anderson's last match as a team in Southern States Wrestling. And I'm going to tell you this, Saturday night, February the 18th, Kingsport, Tennessee, they're going to be teaming up for the first time in 21 years right there in Kingsport. Let's take a look at this classic action.
All right, fans, back here in Kingsport, Tennessee, the Nationwide Championship Wrestling Tag Team titles are on the line. Something else, the Tag Team Champions defending against the top independent tag team in wrestling, Frank the Tank Parker, Ruthless Roger Anderson. They are Death and Destruction. And early on, we see Death and Destruction with a double team maneuver, but Eddie ducks the clothesline. Johnny goes for the cover, and now Eddie climbing on top for the cover and a 2 count, and Death and Destruction kicks out.
I tell you what, action and excitement here. Double drop kick there by something else as Noble and Browning have cleared the house, at least for the moment, of Death and Destruction. Ruthless Roger Anderson, Frank the Tank Parker being managed by the Duke of New York. And Jason, like you said, these guys, without a question, one of the top tag teams that you'll find anywhere. They're former 8-time S.S.W. tag team champions. And, of course, Eddie Brownie, Johnny.
You can definitely see the size advantage for Frank the Tank Parker, but Johnny Noble, a very tough individual. It doesn't matter. He's not one of the biggest wrestlers you'll see, but he can stand up toe-to-toe with the biggest guys in the sport, as we see right now, as Johnny is squaring off against Frank the Tank Parker, and this is going to be a great one, fans.
No doubt about that. Fasten your seatbelt, drop that remote, whatever phrase you want to use. This is going to be a great wrestling match as they've locked up collar and elbow. Frank the Tank Parker bulls Johnny Noble back into the corner as referees calling for a break, and Tank caught him there and now laying in a series of boots on Johnny in the corner.
Definitely.
As Frank is taking care of business there on Johnny in the opening moments.
Not a clean break, but Johnny now with the reversal, and he ducks the clothesline from Parker and delivers a drop kick, and down goes Frank the Tank Parker into the corner, and Eddie Browning delivers a right hand and an arm drag takeover from Johnny Noble, and now he's got the advantage here early on in this matchup.
No doubt about that, Jason, as you got to give it to to Noble. He is definitely not the biggest guy in this matchup, but he is using his speed and his agility to his advantage to control Frank the Tank Parker at this point.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit of a biting of the hand going on there, but referee Billy Biggs didn't see it, so not caught. It's not illegal. And now with the armbar on Frank the Tank Parker, tagging in Eddie Browning, and Eddie seeing action for the first time here tonight, delivers the boot to the Tank.
Winding up on that arm and following it up with a hard shot there to the shoulder, laying in some boots as well as Eddie Browning now with an arm bar on Frank the Tank Parker. As the NCW tag team titles are hanging in the balance on this contest, they are on the line as Tank there comes up with a hard knee to the midsection and makes that tag to Ruthless Roger Anderson, who was arm dragged promptly by Eddie Browning.
Eddie Browning aware of the tag and immediately delivers the arm drag takeover to Ruthless Roger Anderson. And these two teams, Joe, I tell you what, they have battled. I've talked about it earlier on in this match. They have battled time and time again, and still Death and Destruction unable to take the tag team gold away from John and Eddie. Now Roger Anderson shooting Eddie Browning into the opposite side. Nice shoulder tackle there by Eddie Browning. Goes with a step over, now reverses the high hip toss and delivers one of his own. Now a headlock takeover, and Eddie Browning still in control of this match as Ruthless Roger Anderson
of Death and Destruction, Frank the Tank Parker, Ruthless Roger Anderson. His Tank is over there now with a chokehold on Eddie Browning as referees in there laying that 5 count in there. But I tell you what, that may have been the moment that Death and Destruction was looking for to turn this match into their favor.
Well, look at this once again. Johnny Noble trying to come in the ring, and again a double team maneuver as the Duke gets involved. Eddie Browning just draped over that second rope, and now Death and Destruction with the big upper hand. There's a tag to Anderson. There's a drop toe hold, delivers the elbow, and Anderson now going for the cover. We could have new champions here. He's got a 1 and a 2, and Eddie Browning, boy, I'll tell you what, that was very close, Joe. We nearly had new NCW Tag Team Champions.
No doubt about that, Jason. Just a breath away, if you will, as Anderson now goes right back in, hooks his man up. Beautiful standing suplex there, perfectly executed, in for a cover, and oh my, once again, just an eyelash away is the tag team titles of NCW from changing hands as Roger Anderson now brings his man back up, makes that tag to Frank the Tank Parker as Eddie Browning is wide open here, and Tank puts a big boot right in the midsection.
A double team maneuver, but they've got to the count of 5 to get the other man out of the ring, and we saw Anderson get out. Nice standing drop kick by Frank the Tank Parker. Nice agility from the big man. Float over, going for the cover. He's got a 2, and Eddie again kicking out. Boy, look at Billy Big's hand. It was just about 3 Johnny Noble away. Out. He did not see the tag. Boy, I tell you what, that could cause a problem here with these guys, John Noble and Eddie Browning. Look at the triple team maneuver in the corner as the Duke has a handful of tights. Roger and Frank deliver the boots to the midsection, and Eddie, who had the opportunity for the tag for the fresh man, did not get it.
Well, I tell you what, that's one thing about the Duke of New York at ringside. He's not by any means a big guy. He's by no means is he a tough guy. But I tell you what, that extra hand, that extra moment that the Duke can distract or lend a hand can sometimes be a turning tide in a contest. And he is adamant at ringside as he's taunting the fans here in Kingsport as Roger Anderson is controlling Eddie Browning for the moment, at least with that headlock. And just as I say that, Browning fires up with a couple of hard elbows, ducks under that one, attempted by Anderson, ducked under that clothesline there, and Browning with a high cross body block as Frank the Tank Parker comes in for the save.
And a nice save there to avoid the 3 count. Eddie Browning just getting some sort of offense, just a little bit of momentum as he was able to come back from that one, deliver the cross-body block, and he's in trouble once again. Another double-team maneuver, another boot to the midsection by Frank the Tank Parker, and Johnny Noble is really eager on the outside to get back into the middle of this one. Look at Frank the Tank, a little double-team maneuver over the top rope, and Eddie Browning right across the throat is in some serious trouble now, and on the outside, we see the Duke, a little bit of a smack talk or trash talk, I guess you could say.
No doubt about that as the crowd here responding to Frank the Tank Parker as Noble, he is just chomping at the bit for this tag as Eddie Browning continuing to take a lot of punishment here from Death and Destruction. Tank coming off and caught his man right there, just drove that knee right into the head of Eddie Browning. This could do it. Referee Billy Biggs is in and almost got that 3 count as once again Browning was able to get that shoulder up.
Again, very close to the 3 count there as we saw Eddie Browning still very resilient and fighting back an awful lot after the beating he's taken, just trying to dive over and make a tag. And again, a double team maneuver as both members of Death and Destruction are in the ring. Billy Biggs begins to count again, and Frank the Tank will take an exit on the outside. And here comes Johnny Noble again as the chokehold being applied by Ruthless Roger Anderson on Eddie Browning. Frustration's got to be setting in now for Johnny Noble. Had the opportunity for the tag, but the Duke distracted him several occasions now. And a big open-handed chop by Ruthless Roger Anderson.
Roger just pulled the rest of that wrist tape off. He was using that to choke Eddie Browning. Once again on Browning. Irish whips his man in. Browning ducked under that clothesline right there. Up and over his man. Sunset flip coming up here if he can pull him over. But you see that great teamwork there. A blind tag was made. Browning never saw Anderson coming.
And Anderson again off the opposite side of the ropes and delivers the boot right to the back of Eddie Browning.
Not to be
You're
there.
right, Joe.
Eddie Browning has got to be frustrated, got to be wondering what's going on with his partner as Roger Anderson just missed that one as he straddled that second turnbuckle.
And just a moment ago, you saw Johnny Noble slapping his head in frustration, saying, I could have been there, I could have been in for the tag, but he was distracted by the Duke of New York. Now the fans getting behind Eddie Browning, seeing if he can make the tag, staggering, looking to his partner Johnny Noble, falling and making the tag. Here comes Johnny Noble, delivering the right hand to Anderson, and now to Parker. Back to Anderson and Parker one more time. Boy, Johnny Noble comes in like a house of fire. Obviously the fresh man. Now all four men in the ring. They pair off at opposite sides.
Jason, this one's breaking down fast. Do-si-do to the middle we go as Anderson and Tank just collided right there as Johnny Noble and Eddie Browning have got this deal turned around now more towards their favor. Browning coming off the ropes here as Tank and Johnny are battling on the outside. Browning hit a big elbow on Roger Anderson right there, but the two other men are battling out on the floor as Noble and Parker are out on the floor, and Parker just took a hard shot to the post as Johnny Noble's making his way back in, Jason.
Johnny Noble coming in, and he runs right into his own partner, DDT. Roger Anderson with the DDT. We can have new champions, a 2 and a 3. That's it. New NCW Tag Team Champions. Death and Destruction. Frank the Tank Parker, Ruthless Roger Anderson. They get the win. A help from the Duke of New York on the outside, but new tag team champions. John and Eddie colliding on the ring apron. And I don't know what's going to come of this, but obviously frustration setting in on both Eddie Browning and Johnny Noble. And now the Duke delivering the boots right to the back of the head of Eddie Browning.
Dan Richards, you know, you were right. You told Murphy, hey, don't worry, I got a big mystery man. He's got all of our problems solved. Well, on this program right here today, mystery man, no mystery man, it don't matter. You like to jump somebody from behind, that's all fine and dandy. Because let me tell you something, after today, you're going to find it's a whole heck of a lot easier to jump on than it is to jump off. And you're going to know why they call me Sensational Wayne Adkins.
Relive the history, tradition, and memories on the Southern States Wrestling Network. Watch from almost any device, only $4.99 a month. New subscribers start your free 7-day trial right now. Southern States Wrestling Network.pivotshare.com. The biggest stars, the wildest action, complete events, classic television episodes, all on the Southern States Wrestling Network.
Well, I tell you what, wrestling fans, Joe Wheeler here along with Dallas Danger, and we've got a mystery man here. Daniel Richards, mystery man, is going to compete in a proper matchup here against Wayne Adkins, so we're going to see what he's got, Dallas.
Yeah, and we've been talking over the last few weeks about this mystery man, and I've said all along he looks awfully familiar to me, but the individual that I know that he at least resembles has never acted this way or associated with someone like Daniel Richards, and so I'm a little confused, but, you know, we will definitely see what he's got in terms of his in-ring ability, because Sensational Wayne Atkins is about as good as it gets in terms of Southern States Wrestling.
No doubt about that. Wayne Atkins has had a tremendous career here in Southern States Wrestling already, and he is a long way from being done, as he's primed, he's ready, and caught the mystery man with a boot coming in right there, pulls this man into a side headlock position, into the ropes they go, and Atkins right there got caught, but the mystery man's not fast enough, as Atkins is fast on his feet, no doubt about that. Irish whip coming up, got reversed into the ropes, and Atkins goes right under and catches him with a drop kick right there, and the mystery man stumbles back to the corner, Dallas, as Atkins seems to have things, well, I almost said rolling his way, and just that fast it changed.
Yeah, well, Wayne is about as quick as they come inside those ropes, but this mystery man is huge, and look at that power with the scoop slam. He's definitely going to try to use his size advantage as he goes for a cover here. Wayne gets out, but you could tell there wasn't very much already behind that kick out.
Yeah, the mystery man's definitely got some size about him. I mean, he is stocky. He is a thick individual, and I tell you what, Atkins is definitely outsized and outpowered in this matchup, but that's not going to stop him. He's going to fight back with everything he's got, no question about that, as the mystery man setting him up here. Looks like a possible suplex coming up, and he's got him up. Standing vertical suplex, and takes him down hard. The mystery man's showing his wares.
He sure is, and another cover here, and Wayne just barely gets the shoulder up there. The mystery man not hooking the legs. Joe, last week we saw Daniel Richards in action with the mystery man in his corner, and we predicted it as the match went on that the mystery man would get involved. I've got to say the same thing this week. I will be surprised if Daniel Richards does not get involved, and we've learned that after being barred from the building for the finals of the championship tournament, he has obtained a manager's license, and now you see why he wanted that, because he wants to be the hand that controls everything that goes on in terms of his group that he is now forming with the mystery man, as well as the Southern States Wrestling heavyweight champion, that being Lord Murphy Costigan.
And what a tough group they have become, and become very, very influential, needless to say, in a short period of time, as the mystery man is setting up here. Big head of steam, right into that top turnbuckle, as Wade Atkins was able to get out of the way there. And that's going to be Wade's saving grace here, is if he can avoid those high impact maneuvers of the mystery man. But he's got to just outquick him.
Yeah, but and this gets said over and over again on this program, you can never count Wayne Adkins out. It might seem like he is on his last breath in dire straits completely, and I've seen him where I thought his safety, his quality of life was in danger, and then he pops right back up with a flurry of offense as only he can do. So I'm not counting him out just yet, but you're right. The mystery man has really been impressive so far in this match.
He's a big, powerful individual, and he's moving right back in on Wade Adkins. Shoulder block in the midsection, and a second one, as he has found a technique that's working for him, and he's sticking with it. Daniel Richards is coaching him quite a bit at ringside as well, and he showed his power right there, as the mystery man now with a neck vice on Wade Adkins, and this match is going his way because he's able to slow things down and show his power.
Absolutely, and if you can inflict pain on a man's neck, that's the spine area. Another kick out by Wayne Adkins, but again, if you attack the neck, you attack the spine. I mean, that's the central movement of the entire body, so that's going to affect the Wayne's agility. His high flying, high pace maneuvers. I mean, it's going to affect everything in terms of Wayne trying to get back in this matchup and get a victory over this mystery man.
The mystery man right there. You talk about using his size and power right there, just standing right on Wade Adkins. As Daniel Richards gets himself involved from the outside as well. We pretty much expected that, as Wade is in basically a 2-on-1 fight here in this matchup, but he's firing back. He's not done. He's firing in a series of shots now. But the mystery man looked like he caught him but Wade's still fighting him with everything he's got. This thing's breaking down to a Pier 6 brawl.
Yeah, it's down to fisticuffs as Wayne goes down to the mat. We saw Daniel Richards getting involved there again, and honestly, I respect his right. This is America to have the views he has, but I mean, this Daniel Richards is just a jerk, plain and simple. He's just not a nice guy at all, no matter where you fall in the political landscape or where you're from in this great country. He's just a jerk. There's no other way to say it.
Absolutely right, and couldn't agree more. Mystery man again using his weight advantage here on Wade Adkins, as he is using his power and strength. He's got him in kind of like a modified camel clutch, reverse chin lock perhaps, but again, dropping that power, that weight down on him. And, that's going to take your toll, especially, like you said, across the spine. And when you start affecting the whole central nervous system, it can paralyze you in different parts of your body when things are getting pinched off and compressed in your spine.
Yeah, and Jake Booth is right there checking in on Wayne Adkins, who's fighting back still, but you got to start to wonder at what point does Jake say this is enough, because Wayne Adkins has a family, he has a life outside of the ring, and you can't let this thing go on if he's not able to defend himself. And as I say that, he's right back on his feet.
Right. Again, things change in the blink of an eye as Wade now firing up here. Several forearms and a couple of fists for good measure as him and the Mystery Man again just slugging and kicking it out over there in the corner. The Mystery Man seems to have gained the advantage once again as Wade Atkins finds himself at the mercy of him, which I don't believe there is much mercy with this guy. Pulls him up, showing his power, and just drives him back into that turnbuckle. This guy is, he's really coming along here.
Yeah, and we've talked, the entire match about the areas of the body that this Mystery Man is honed in on, and the pain that Wayne Adkins has to be in. And if Wayne will get a burst, he'll get a second win, and it seems like every time he does, the Mystery Man's just got a little bit more in the tank. My, what a bulldog! This might be a really big upset that we're on our way to seeing here, Joe.
I would definitely call it an upset if the Mystery Man is able to capture victory over Wade Atkins. He's on that second rope, and oh my! He went for a big splash, and thankfully Wade Atkins was able to get out of the way. Otherwise, we would have definitely had an upset. Now is the time, Dallas, that Wade's got to do his thing.
Yeah, this is the opening he needs. He's got to take advantage here, ducks under, and now we're going to see what Wayne Adkins is all about, why they call him the sensational one.
Absolutely right, as he's firing in those shots. Nice jaw jacker right there. And, got caught coming across with a sidewalk slam as the Mystery Man again shows his power and strength, and he's going back up. He's on the second rope, going for a splash again, apparently. Oh, my. And thankfully, Wade got out of the way.
Yeah, and it's good news that ring is reinforced, and now I think Wayne's just mad. He's just mauling him. And Daniel Richards is getting in the ring. That's going to be it.
Daniel Richards now coming in and opening up on Wade Atkins. His referee's calling for the bell here. Referee Jake Booth calling for a bell. This outside interference as Marty Clay's coming in now trying to help this situation out as we just got a fight breaking down in here now.
Yeah, we saw the issues Marty Clay had with Daniel Richards and the Mystery Man last week, and here we are once again. He's coming to the aid of Wayne Adkins, and Daniel Richards and the Mystery Man thinking better of it. They don't want anything to do with Wayne Adkins and Marty Clay.
No doubt about it. They're heading out. I'm going to go catch an interview with these guys at ringside.
Joe Wheeler here ringside, and I wanted to catch a quick word with you guys. Thankfully, you came out and helped save the situation. Wayne, you were definitely in trouble, but it was taking two of them to get you in trouble.
They're all real tough and real big and real bad. Wayne's 1 on 2 on 1, 3 on 1, it doesn't matter. But you see, the smart man like myself always got good friends around like Marty Clay right here. Murphy, Dan, your new bodyguard, even Elijah, whatever you want to call it, it don't really matter.
How about this? Because I've been watching this and I've seen what's been going on. How about we get a tag match with Marty and Wayne against that Mystery Man and